Good morning. Aw, Susan. I'm sorry you don't feel good. I'm sorry. I'll be praying for you, girl. Good morning. It's April 15th, Saturday. All right. Y'all ready? Jonathan helps David. 1 Samuel 21 through 42. David now fled from Naioth and Ramah and found Jonathan. What have I done? He exclaimed. What is my crime? How have I offended your father that he is so determined to kill me? That's not true, Jonathan protested. You're not going to die. He always tells me everything he's going to do, even the little things. I know my father wouldn't hide something like this from me. It just isn't so. Then David took an oath before Jonathan and said, Your father knows perfectly well about our friendship. So he has said to himself, I won't tell Jonathan. Why should I hurt him? But I swear to you, I am only a step away from death. I swear what occasion, but tomorrow I'll hide in the field and stay there until evening on the third day. If your father asks where I am, I'll tell him I asked permission. I asked permission to go home to Bethlehem for an annual family sacrifice. If he says fine, you will know all is well. But if he is angry and loses his temper, you will know he is determined to kill me. Show me this loyalty as my sworn friend, for we made a solemn pact before the Lord. Or kill me yourself if I have sinned against your father, but please don't betray me to him. Never, Jonathan exclaimed. You know that if I had the slightest notion my father was planning to kill you, I would tell you at once. Then David asked, How will I know whether or not your father is angry? Come out to the field with me, Jonathan replied, and they went out there together. Then Jonathan told David, I promise by the Lord, the God of Israel, that by this time tomorrow or the next day at the latest, I will talk to my father and let you know at once how he feels about you. If he speaks favorably about you, I will let you know. But if he is angry and wants you killed, may the Lord strike me and even kill me if I don't warn you, so you can escape and live. May the Lord be with you as he used to be with my father, and may you treat me with faithful love of the Lord as long as I live. But if I die, treat my family with this faithful love, even when the Lord destroys all your enemies from the face of this earth. So Jonathan made a solemn pact with David, saying, May the Lord destroy all your enemies. And Jonathan made David reaffirm his vow of friendship again, for Jonathan loved David as he loved himself. Then Jonathan said, Tomorrow we celebrate the new moon festival. You will be missed when your place at the table is empty. The day after tomorrow, towards evening, go to the place where you hid before, and wait there by the stone pile. I will come out and shoot 3 arrows to the side of the stone pile, as though I were shooting at a target. I will send a boy to bring the arrows back. If you hear me tell him they're on this side, then you will know, surely as the Lord lives, that all is well and there is no trouble. But if I tell him, Go farther, the arrows are still ahead of you, then it will mean that you must leave immediately, for the Lord is sending you away. And may the Lord make us keep our promises to each other, for he has witnessed them. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon festival began, the king sat down to eat. He sat at his usual place against the wall, with Jonathan sitting opposite him and Abner beside him, but David's place was empty. Saul didn't say anything about it that day, for he said to himself, Something must have made David ceremonially unclean. But when David's place was empty again the next day, Saul asked Jonathan, Why hasn't the son of Jesse been here for the meal either yesterday or today? Jonathan replied, David earnestly asked me if he could go to Bethlehem. He said, Please let me go, for we are having a family sacrifice. My brother demanded I be there, so please let me get away to see my brothers. That's why he isn't here at the king's table. Saul boiled with rage at Jonathan. You stupid son of a whore. Woo! She got saucy real quick. He swore at him. Do you think I don't know that you want him to be your king and want him to be king in your place, shaming yourself and your mother? As long as that son of Jesse is alive, you'll never be king. Now go and get him so I can kill him. But why should he be put to death? Jonathan asked his father. What has he done Then Saul hurled his spear at Jonathan, intending to kill him. He's a nice guy. He's a nice man. So at last, Jonathan realized that his father was really determined to kill David. Took him a while. Jonathan left the table in fierce anger and refused to eat on that second day of the festival, for he was crushed by his father's shameful behavior towards David. The next morning, as agreed, Jonathan went out to the field and took a young boy with him to gather his arrows. "Start running," he told the boy, "so you can find the arrows as I shoot them." So the boy ran, and Jonathan shot an arrow behind him. When the boy had almost reached the arrow, Jonathan shouted, "The arrow is still ahead of you. Hurry, hurry, don't wait." So the boy quickly gathered up the arrows and ran back to his master. He, of course, suspected nothing. Only Jonathan and David understood the signal. Then Jonathan gave his bow and arrows to the boy and told him to take them back to town. As soon as the boy was gone, David came out from where he had been hiding near the stone pile. Then David bowed 3 times to Jonathan with his face to the ground. Both of them were in tears as they embraced each other and said goodbye, especially David. Every time I read this, I wonder, okay, if they were going to talk and Jonathan and him were going to hug, why didn't they just come out and Jonathan say, "He's trying to kill you. Go ahead and go"? Why did they have to do the whole bow and arrow thing? I don't get that. Seems pointless. At last, Jonathan said to David, "Go in peace, for we have sworn loyalty to each other in the Lord's name. The Lord is the witness of a bond between us and our children forever." Then David left, and Jonathan returned to the town. David runs from Saul, 1 Samuel 21, 1-15. David went to the town of Nob to see Ahimelech the priest. Ahimelech trembled when he saw him. "Why are you alone?" he asked. "Why is no one with you?" "The king has sent me on a private matter," David said. "He told me not to tell anyone why I am here. I have told my men where to meet me later. Now what is there to eat? Give me 5 loaves of bread or anything else you have." "We don't have any regular bread," the priest said, "but there is the holy bread, which you can have if your young men have not slept with any women recently." "Don't worry," David replied. "I never allow my men to be with women when we are on a campaign. And since they stay clean even on ordinary trips, how much more on this one?" Since there was no other food available, the priest gave him the holy bread. The bread of had or a sword. The king said, "I didn't even have time to grab a weapon." "I only have the sword of Goliath the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah," the priest replied. "It is wrapped in." "There is nothing like it," David replied. "Give it to me." So David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. But the officers of Achish were unhappy about his being there. "Isn't this David the king of the land?" they asked. "Isn't he the one the people honor with dances, singing, 'Saul has killed his David'?" So he pretended to be insane, scratching on doors and drooling down his beard. Finally, King Achish said to his men, "Must you bring me a madman? We've already had enough of them around here. Or we already have enough of them around here. Why should I let someone like this be my guest?" Psalm 34, a psalm of David, regarding the time he pretended to be insane in front of Abimelech, who sent him away. Can I help you with something, sweetheart? Okay. "I will praise the Lord at all times. I will constantly speak his praises. I will boast only in the Lord. Let all who are helpless take heart. Come, let us tell of the Lord's greatness. Let us exalt his name together. I prayed to the Lord, and he answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Those who look to him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. In my desperation I prayed, and the Lord listened. He saved me from all my troubles, for the angel of the Lord is a guard. He surrounds and defends all who fear him. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, the joys of those who take refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you, his godly people. For those who fear him will have all they need. Even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, but those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing. Come, my children, and listen to me, and I will teach you to fear the Lord. Does anyone want to live a life that is long and prosperous? Then keep your tongue from speaking evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn away from evil and do good. Search for peace and work to maintain it. The eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right. His ears are open to their cries for help. But the Lord turns his face against those who do evil. He will erase their memory from the earth. The Lord hears his people when they call to him for help. He rescues them from all of their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. The righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to rescue each time. For the Lord protects the bones of the righteous, not one of them is broken. Calamity will surely destroy the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be punished. But the Lord will redeem those who serve him. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. Okay. That's the Bible. The Bible. That came out funny. All right, Unshakable, day 103. Becoming unshakable in a shakeable world. All right, the 15th, April 15th. The compass of your heart. Micah 6:8. Walk humbly with your God. The greatest thing you can do for your future today is not to work out a big strategic plan that covers years of your life, but rather to make sure the compass of your heart is right. If you do, you'll reach the destiny God has for you. For example, I recently took 3 flights, one from Atlanta to New York, 2 hours, then from New York to Los Angeles, 5 hours, then from Los Angeles to Bangkok, 18 hours. If the pilot had set his instruments just 1 degree off between Atlanta and New York, we still would have made it with a minor course correction. But 1 degree off between New York and Los Angeles takes you to an entirely different state. Between Los Angeles and Bangkok, 1 degree off lands you in the middle of the ocean. The best way to reach your destination is to make sure your heart is set on Him today. Make those incremental, intentional decisions with your time, talents, and resources that keep you on course. Guard that 1 degree in your life. Pay attention to how you use today. So you stay the course to where you are destined to go. Lord, show me how I need to adjust my course towards you today and keep my focus on living for you in the now. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, my friends. Excuse me. I took 1 too many melatonin last night and I'm drowsy. I needed to sleep. All right. Let's go ahead and end this morning together in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for today and all of the blessings you've given us. Thank you for this week in Pennsylvania and the opportunity to hang out with wonderful people and friends, and for my girl to hang out with her boyfriend and just have a wonderful time of friendship, fun, laughs. And I thank you for this opportunity. I pray that you will protect the Soroys as they head back to Tennessee, and that you will protect my family as we travel back to Maine today. Keep us safe on the road, keep them safe on the road, and may we both reach our destination safely and in good time. I pray, Father, for Susan as she's not feeling well today. Please lay your hand of protection on her, or your hand of healing. You are the great physician. I pray that you will help her to feel better soon and be on the road to recovery quickly. I pray that you'll give us all a great day today of fellowship and friendship, and I pray that you will help us to keep our eyes focused on you, keep our compass set directly to you today as we go about our day, and may we be a blessing to others that we encounter today. In your precious name I pray, amen. All right, my sweet friends. Thank you for joining me for devotions this morning. I'm going to go pack up my stuff and hit the road. We're going to be driving north today. So got a long drive ahead of us, about 9 hours, and so do they. So pray for both of us, both of our families as we travel, for traveling mercies. All right, guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me today and this week. I will see you back from Maine bright and early tomorrow morning. Love you. Well, maybe not bright and early. I might sleep. We'll see. I'll see you tomorrow either way. Love you guys. Bye.